Once again, I do it again. Usually I'm able to get it right this time. Always mess that up. But what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back for another episode on the Corner Entry Podcast. It's yours truly, Mr. Tony C, aka Mr. Smack Like That. And we got, of course, my boy Pav Attack Gaming, aka Matt. What's going on with you, man?
What's going on, Smack?
Good. How was your weekend?
Oh, pretty chill. Little mini golf action yesterday with the parents.
Did you
Got
win?
my butt kicked. I did
Oh,
win
no,
mini
you
golf. No, one mini golf. Got my butt kicked on an old 1980s, 1990s little arcade racing game that my dad apparently grew up playing, and he was goated, dude. I was not prepared for it.
Do you remember the name?
Oh my god, I took a picture of it. I'd have to look.
Yeah, you got posted in Discord. Got to see it.
Yeah, I'll have to share it. I took a picture of it. It was crazy.
That's what's up. Sound like a great time. My body is killing me. I did a community event cookout. I'm so daggone tired and drained. I was sick all week. Whatever this cold is or whatever's going around. So I'm glad I'm feeling about 90%. Yeah, about 90%. But let's talk about this racing that happened this past weekend. So of course we had the trucks and we had Cup Series, bro. So we're gonna start right with the trucks.
Yeah, cutoff race for the truck, Smack. Always adds a little bit of excitement to the race weekend when two people aren't moving on.
Yeah, unfortunately, it sucks, but I definitely think that it was a notable race for what it was. I mean, first lap, you had yours truly, Corey Heim.
The man, the myth, the legend.
At this point, it's almost like, what do you do?
Right. If he doesn't win, I've said it before, I kind of hope he doesn't win the championship due to some BS thing that happens, like mechanical failure, just so it can show how dumb this playoff format is. Because you can't look at this season and be like, how did that dude not win the title?
Very true. I mean, yeah, so I guess that's another way to look at it. Obviously, you don't want somebody to wreck them because you got to think. If anybody's, I'm sorry not to call people dumb, but if you don't have the mental smarts, not even mental, but if your brain does not compute right, your crew chief and them don't say, hey, don't wreck that guy. Whatever you do, do not wreck. For your crew chief or the owner to even say this owner must be somebody.
Yeah.
Because it just don't make, because obviously you got to deal with that during the off season. You got to deal with that sponsorship time when
right
up and stuff like that. As much as you want to see hard racing.
And then
go ahead.
Future like career opportunities. People are gonna be like, oh, that's the guy that I don't want that bad publicity on my team. That's the guy that's gonna wreck a leader in the championship round of the playoffs.
Very true. So that's why it's like you gotta race smart, but like you said, for a mechanical issue or something. I'm not wishing this on this young guy. The young guy is great. He's going to be great.
He's like the sacrifice I feel like that needs to be made because there's no him or Connor Zilic in the Xfinity series, I think. But I feel like that he played sacrificial lamb at the truck series, that would kind of go to help prove the case that, hey, this format isn't it because we did not crown the best driver all year. And it's pretty night and day to see that.
Not bad. My thing was on mute, and I forgot it was on mute. So that happens, unfortunately. So, but yeah, that's why I'm like. But some notable things did happen in this race.
Mm-hmm.
You had, Chandler Smith. I definitely think he did a great job in this race. You had Corey Heim led how many laps in my notes?
Corey Heim led 124 laps.
Yes. So 124 laps. That's a lot. That's a lot of laps.
Yes.
Like I said, the Heim domination is serious, right?
Yes.
You have
special shout out to Andres Perez, next closest person in laps led, 47 laps. The man started 20th, so unfortunately he didn't have the result he'd like to go with that race. He only finished 15th, but next closest in laps led to Corey Heim.
Hey, let's give it up for the rookie, Gio Ruggiero. P4?
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be one of his best for this year. One of the best.
Yeah, started 14th too. So I mean, moved up 10 spots throughout that race.
Strategy played a big part in who was going to continue because shout out to the home team, Raj Karoof. He chose to stay out on old tires just to grab them stage 2 points. That lets you know sometimes, especially if you know you might not win the race, when you're in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, points matter.
Every point matters.
That is the reason why. Sometimes you're like, well, oh, why don't they pick with everybody else? Maybe they know. It's like you learn, right? It's different in football, it's different than anything else. You learn at one point or another that okay, I might not have the fastest car, fastest truck. What could I get that can get me to the next? This is the cutoff race going into the round of 8. The Spire team knew, and that's what you call having the right team around you to make those type of strategy calls and say, hey, don't pit, get these stage points.
Yeah, yep. And netted out with a P10 with the stage points. So he had more stage points than up to P6. After that, everybody had more stage points, but P10, but the points of a P6 kind of guy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, you had Corey Heim, he swept both stages.
Yeah.
Swept both stages. Even though, like I said, Chandler Smith was there, he did everything but win. I mean, almost couldn't draw it up any better.
Right.
But the notable things that happened, Heim ends up winning 0.89 or something like that. If I'm saying the numbers right, I could be saying it wrong. Of the amount of seconds. 0.823 seconds.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote on my paper. So very close race, even though led 124 of 175 laps.
Yeah. Never really ran away with it.
Yeah. Never really ran away, but still was in front. It's almost like if a team is winning the whole game, but they haven't done enough to seal the deal.
Right.
But they're just like, okay, we scored a forced touchdown. You might score 3 points. We score 3 points then you score 3 points. It never gets to where we're at, but you're still in the game. So I definitely think that. And we had top 10 finish. We had Corey Heim, Chandler Smith, Lane Riggs, the rookie, Ruggiero, probably said his name wrong, Ty Majeski, Grant Enfinger, Caden Honeycutt, Corey LaJoy, Christian Eckes, and number 10, Raja Karoof. So with the round of 8, it sucks for some people that did not want these people to advance, right? But I am happy Raj was able to get in. He even you can quote him saying in his post race, he said the number 38 didn't win, so they was able to get points.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves his Spire team. Spire has done a lot for Raj. Raj has done great at Spire. He has 2 wins under his belt in back-to-back seasons, and now he's in the round of 8.
And hasn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong. Hasn't he been announced a Xfinity ride or part-time ride in Xfinity?
So he will be at the number 17 this coming weekend for Hendrick. Now he's been doing that, and me and Kyle, aka Apex Hunting, was talking about that. Him and I be talking off air about seeing if Raj will get Xfinity ride. Like he's done part-time he's done it at Dover, but it was for another team. So he's been in the Hendrick. I think this might be his second or third time in the Hendrick Xfinity ride.
Yeah.
So for the number 17 car, I can't wait to see what he does at Kansas. This might be his first time, if I'm not mistaken, doing the Kansas. So with Xfinity, so I can't wait to see what he does. And I still don't know how they gauge if you're ready to go to Xfinity or should you stay in trucks, because you got some people that are journeymen and been in trucks their whole career.
Right.
So I don't know how that works.
I feel like he's being groomed. He's in that Hendrick pipeline. I mean, he's on Spire, but he's sponsored by Hendrick Cars. So I really feel like he's being groomed in that Hendrick pipeline. Now, will he end up at a place like Hendrick? Probably not in the very near future. I would say he could be in the running for that junior motorsports ride.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. Wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yep. So I could see him being in the running there, junior motorsports, just because of that Hendrick connection. I could see him, that would probably be my best pick, but I also could see Suarez going there. So it's kind of up in the air, but that would probably be my best course of action for him, be getting that Xfinity ride next year, or should say O'Reilly ride next year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
At the junior motorsports team.
Gotta get used to saying O'Reilly. Then we still. I mean, Dodge coming back. There's a lot going on. So
yeah.
The round of 8, ladies and gentlemen. If you can guess your picks, who you got?
Let's see here. So I would say Corey Heim. He's locked into the round of 4. He's going to win one of these races. It's kind of no question. Next up, I would probably also put Lane Riggs up there. I mean, he's been almost the Robin to Corey Heim's Batman this year. Now my heart says I think Raja. He's only 5 points below the cut line. I'm going to put Raja in there. I think he hopefully finds a way to that championship 4. I love Raja a lot. And then the next one, it's tough. I'd have to probably go with. I'm going to probably put in there Ankrum. I really think that 4th spot in that championship 4 round is really anybody's thing. I think it's going to be a points battle, and the points cut lines are just so close right now.
I mean, can never count out Grant Enfinger.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to go with, obviously, Corey Heim. I'm going to go Raj because it's home team. I got to go with Grant Enfinger. And for my 4th, who will be a sleeper? I like seeing the sleepers. I'm going to go Caden Honeycutt.
Do you think Lane Riggs is eliminated, huh?
I like to see a sleeper, and I think Lane Riggs is more known to go in over Caden Honeycutt.
Fair.
So I'm going to go with the underdog of Caden Honeycutt. Somehow, some way, maybe.
Fair enough.
I mean, of course, the next race is the Roval, right?
Yep. Next race is the Roval. So that's where things get really interesting because we've got the Roval, we've got Talladega, and then Martinsville. So 3 just absolute wild card chaotic races.
If Caden Honeycutt gets in on a win, it'll be Dega.
Yeah, and that's probably his best chance because I think that's going to be Austin. Sorry, this isn't Xfinity. I was going to say Austin Hill's not here, but that's Xfinity. Yeah, I think Dega is going to be his best chance, and I also wouldn't be shocked if we see a non-playoff car win at Dega and open up another point spot.
Yeah, that's what that people don't understand when it comes to these playoffs. Sometimes you want, especially when you're low in the points, you want a non-playoff car to win.
Oh yeah.
So
or you want the leader in the points to win. Like you're rooting for Corey Heim to win, and you're rooting for Corey Heim to win again and again because that's the same thing. You're hoping for a repeat winner or a non-playoff driver to win.
But it's going to be interesting. The Roval, I wouldn't say I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
I'm not. Charlotte is an up and down track for me. Hit or miss.
I will always stand. You have the oval right there, and it's a perfect oval. Run the oval. Like, what are we doing here? The Roval was fun for the first couple of years, and I'm not saying it needs to go away forever, but we need the oval to be our mainstay, and then maybe every 3 years, hey, we're doing the Roval this year. But yeah, I personally am not a big fan of the Roval.
Yeah, definitely not. So when you have obviously Heim winning the way he does and doing what he does, like I said, the only way he loses is if it, like you said, there has to be some type of mechanical issue, unfortunately. Something that is out of our hands. Other than that, the guy's going to keep winning, and it's going to keep being a Heim domination no matter what. It's just what it is. We got to take it for what it is. It's going to happen. So I don't see him losing anytime soon. I don't see him losing the championship. I just don't. Now, granted, we do have Biffle, who he is now tied. And I guess, they even said that, shout out to the Biffle and the 9 Club. But it's like, what better season to do that than now? Win a championship. Because you're already in the record books, right?
Right.
But they say, okay, what's the next step? And him so young in his career, I just feel like you don't want to put that much pressure. But you got to think as a race car driver, right? I don't know who has a more longevity in the league. Is it somebody in the league, NFL, NBA? I mean, we know NFL is probably the shortest. But between the NBA and race car driving, who has the longer tenure? Probably a race car driver.
That's tough because, I mean, think about, I guess, are we saying race car drivers that move their way all the way up? Because if you
Yes.
think about, okay, because I would say that's, hmm, I would say that it really depends on what team you're on. Like I would say there's maybe the big five teams, you're safe, but you get on a team like Spire or like a team like Trackhouse or things
Wood
like that.
Brothers.
That's really tough for me to think about because there are a lot of people that come and go. But then you also have, I would say it's like 50-60% of the field that's pretty much locked in for 10 years at a time.
Yeah, so I'm thinking a race. I would say a race car driver only because you got now. Granted, you got the journeymans of the NBA, right? You got the guys who come off the bench. They might give you 2 to 4 points a game, but
Right.
they're still a great role player. They
Right.
play,
Like the, like
they
the AJ
break.
Allmendangers of the world.
Yes.
They have their roles.
So when you have that going on, the Eric Almirola stuff like that, it's just I don't know. Like I don't know if this is too much pressure, but obviously he's showing up every time. He's like a Connor Zilic. He's
Right.
answering the phone
The
every
Parker
time.
Klingermans.
Yes. Those guys, when the phone rings and you look at it and it says pressure, they answer it like, what do you want this time? And it's not an issue.
Yep.
They say pressure bust pipes, but them guys are hey, they are able to make diamonds out of it because they have shown it time and time again. And I'm rooting for Corey Heim outside of rooting for Raj Karouf because I think he deserves this as much as needs to be. And I guess I'm on the other side of your reason for him to lose because I want it to be good that he wins, but also I want it on your side of like this is dumb.
Yeah, and don't get it wrong. Like Corey Heim, he deserves it. Like to me, if he doesn't win it, that is why like it proves that the playoff system's a mockery. Because you look at this season, you go, that dude is the best driver. That's hands down. He's won so many races. I mean, going into the round of 8, he's 69 points ahead of the cut line. He could basically take a race off and be okay.
Yeah,
Like that's where he's at. And so he's the most deserving guy. And that's why if he I hate to say it, but if he doesn't win it, then that would be like this is why this is the point. And so I don't know. It sounds like there's already talks that they're going to change the playoff system. So maybe it's not even needed, and I shouldn't look for that.
yeah. I mean, we hope. All we can do is hope that how often does NASCAR listen to
Right.
people that matter, right?
All the bots that are online, as they said.
With that being said, let's move over to today. We had the Cup Series in Loudon. You can call it New Hampshire, Loudon, whatever you want to call it. Whoever wins holds up that big old lobster. This is kind of, if I'm not mistaken, Logano's neighborhood track in a way.
Yes and no. Logano never really raced here a whole ton. It was Ryan Preece is more his neighborhood track.
Okay, I give you that.
Yep. So yeah, Logano, he grew up close by, but he really raced more in the Midwest because that's where the age was the most lenient. But you see a lot of the guys like Jeff Gordon did the same thing. He kind of moved to the Midwest so he could race.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, we have some people who just don't like Joey Logano.
It is also shout out to Freddie Kraft. It is his home track.
Oh yes. And Freddie Kraft, yeah, definitely like his podcast, and of course he's a part of the team, that good old 2311 team. So going into this, ladies and gentlemen, we had 4 gone. This starts the first round of 12.
Yeah, and started off with Logano taking on pole, followed by Blaney, followed by Josh Berry. Just basically a Team Penske and affiliates just to lead us off.
Yes, Ford definitely was letting y'all know we coming, but as like you said, Blaney was number 2, but he ain't staying number 2 as soon as that thing went green. I don't know what happened, but he fell back quickly. He didn't fall super far back, but enough that people noticed.
Right. Well, and he in practice, he also didn't have great fire off speed. He didn't have great start of the run speed. So they were saying though that not a lot happened on his radio. So I'd have to think if it was, I wonder if it was less of an issue and more of him knowing that, hey, I have a really good race car. He's the best car in practice. Knowing I have a good race car, I'm going to take care of it to start this race. And that's what happened. He started to charge through the field as the run began.
Yeah, stage 1, I think it wasn't super quiet, I mean, you had but it wasn't nothing that caused a caution, right?
Yeah, a lot of clean, hard racing is what I would say stage one was.
Yes, and I was okay with that. I
Yes,
would
it
see
was.
that those are the races I like. Now I understand that you gotta have the races you don't. You gotta have it's just what it
Well,
is.
what made this good because it was multi-lane, multi-group racing. It wasn't clean hard racing in just a single lane like you saw at Bristol. I mean, you had guys going 3, 4 wide, making the options work.
Yeah, and that's what they said, right? I overheard them saying that early that when they spoke to Carson Hocevar, excuse me, he even said, "Hey, I like tracks like this where you can be creative."
Yes. Yep.
So, and I will say, I guess, yeah, I do like. I mean, it makes for a better passing. For me, I like races where people can pass.
Yeah.
You
And you don't
know,
have it helps decrease that detriment of dirty air on these cars because there's multi groups you can run without detriment.
yeah. So I definitely love that about it. But like you said, stage one, it was hard racing. Uh, Tyler Reddick, he was doing well, but quickly, I forgot what lap that was.
Lap 20, I want to say it was like 25 is when I first heard it on his radio. It's reported on timeline lap 29. But yeah, he reported that he had some brake issues. His pedal was soft. So in lap 29 of a 301 race, it's not what you want to hear. So because it's like, well, the brakes aren't overheating. It's not your normal issues that you see later in a race when brakes start to fade. So he was battling that all day. Not a whole ton they can do with that too mid race.
Yeah, I mean, without losing spots, like
Right.
that would pretty be that detrimental. My
Yep.
fault. I do apologize. We did have one. We did have one caution in late stage one.
Oh, that's right. They flipped the stage.
What eight laps to go in the first stage. Cody Ware did go around.
Yep, that's right.
Didn't really do a lot, but it was enough to cause a caution.
Yep. Austin Dillon got up into the back of him. It just looked like a Cody Ware thing. Cody Ware being Cody Ware. That dude's there for vibes. They're not there to win. They're not there to compete. They're there to have a good time. Father son race team. So
I ain't mad at him.
nope.
If you could wake up every day and do that.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah, so stage one though ends Blaney, Logano, Byron top 3. Barry rounds it out with top 4, and then Hocevar tops in there at 5.
hey, Hocevar, as much as you don't like, people have this love hate, which we like. We need the I don't like you. Not really hate, but I don't like you.
Right.
We need that in NASCAR and in racing, period. Not the everybody's so lovey-dovey. You don't need it because it doesn't
You need
sell.
someone to root against. Like today, my fiance was like, how do you decide if you like a guy or don't like a guy? And I was like, most of the field, I'm just kind of like, I don't really, don't really care about. But I was like, for me, it's a personality thing or how they drive or if I can relate with them. And so, I would say 50% of the field, it's like, I have, oh, cool, they did well. Or, I might cheer them on. Like, I hope for Brad Keselowski to get a win before the end of the year. It's not someone that I'm going to go rooting my way on, though, and buy Brad Keselowski merchandise. But it's like someone I kind of can enjoy him,
That's how I feel about Ryan Priest. I don't know something about that. I'm like, I want to see him get a win. Chris Buescher, I don't mind getting a win because he fights so hard and he's like right there. Almost like when Hocevar was in the Truck Series, right?
Right.
He'd be right there, and something happens where he just doesn't get it.
Right.
So that's what made me start liking Carson Hocevar, Ryan Priest, Chris Buescher. After last year, I really took a liking to Chris Buescher, but he's still not a fan of mine. Like, I can't say that, this is the guy I want to race against. And I just realized my whole earpiece is peeling. And I did not even know this whole thing is peeling off right now. I'm looking like, what the is this? So I don't know how that happens, but okay. But yeah, we both team 23-11.
Yep.
So,
and I never thought I'd say this. I'm a big Denny fan. Denny's in my top 3 drivers, and it's because of his podcast. And to me, it's because he knows the role he plays, and he's true to it. He's not faking it. He's very sincere. And I think he just kind of gets a bad rap because he's at the racetrack, tempers, and he's a competitive guy. As one of the most competitive people you'll ever meet, I relate with Denny a lot. When he says stuff, I was like, I can see your point of view. And so I've grown to really cheer him on.
Yeah, that's why. Of course, I have to like Denny all because I mean, I like his race team. So I was like, I can't not like your race team and not like you. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I can't
I
like.
disagree. I think you can like him as a race owner, but not like him as a race driver. I think that's two separate hats he wears.
I guess you have a point, but I just feel like the way he's embraced Bubba, Tyler Reddick, and he's putting together this team, and like, why wouldn't I root for this guy? Like, I just
Right.
don't like, and I like the fiery attitude he has. I like the competitive spirit he has, like you said. So it's like it's everything that I look for when I'm looking for an athlete. For the most part, I want you to have somewhat of an edge.
Right.
I don't want you to be a straight butthole.
Right.
It
And
just depends. It depends. If we're watching boxing, I probably don't mind in the ring you being a butthole. You know what I'm saying? Now, are you a butthole in like real life? Like after you take off your gloves and you become a normal person, you just butthole 24/7. Like it gets kind of boring. And I have friends who are buttholes, but they're funny to me as being buttholes. Because they're not literally trying to be that way, but it just comes off that way.
Well, so that's why I think his podcast was such a good indicator, because he's not that way all the time. He's a pretty cool, chilled, relaxed dude. His podcast hosts give him some crap sometimes, and he sits there and he takes it and all in good fun. So to me, I was like, I can respect that. But speaking of Denny Hamlin and being a butthole, we had little teammate issues going on.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't take long. That was around lap 112. We had cautions with yeah, we had, because before we get to that, do you think that caution that came out for SVG and Barry, who do you think, or was it just racing?
That's a racing incident, boys. That is SVG trying to run low and move up a little bit. That's Josh Berry saying, hey, I'm going to pinch you down. They are on two paths that are not going to go well for them. You saw what happened. Barry gets the worst of it, but yeah, I don't think I can look at that incident and say you're at fault or you're at fault. To me, that's you're both at fault. You're both racing hard. That's what happens when you have hard racing at a track like this.
Yes, and Woods Brothers came over I think they put something overlay on Twitter, from Twitter that was on the broadcast, and I think it said that they were both felt like they, you know, what did it says? It says blah blah blah. Oh, spoke too soon again. Brought that one on ourselves.
Yep, and I think that came from a prior tweet where they were tweeting about how like they were having a good day.
Yeah,
and then immediately bam. And so Wood Brothers Racing, their heart sinks because they're coming off 3 straight DNFs, playoff elimination. They have no mojo right now.
None. I mean, yeah.
This is the track that Barry's historically should be good at. I mean, he's a short track guy, ran 3rd here last year in his first start.
Yeah, I definitely I like the fact of Wood Brothers for having Barry. Like I tell all the time, I didn't know who Josh Berry was until Steel Horse Live on Twitch. Cadell, he put me onto him, and I liked him ever since. I've seen him win when I've gone to the Dover track. So
I love his story. Like, he met Dale Jr. playing iRacing. To me, as an iRacer, that's the dream, dude. If I met Dale Jr. playing iRacing, I would probably freak out. I'd be going to the Fiance. I would be a big fangirl. And so, to me, I love his story. Dale Jr. put me onto him. My first time seeing him was last year at the Michigan race, running with the SHR car.
Okay.
And he was really off pace that day. I mean, he was Cody Ware levels off pace. And I remember I was like, who is this dude? He's not very good. Well, then I kind of started getting back into the sport again and realized, oh, it's because of SHR. See him now at Wood Brothers Racing. And I was like, okay, he got that early win at Vegas. And ever since then, I actually bought this Wood Brothers hat and his shirt. And I've kind of been all in on the Wood Brothers and Josh Berry train.
Yeah, I definitely got to get some merch. Is his contract inked for at least another year?
I think so. I think they typically are do a little bit longer.
I hope so, because one thing I hate is getting merch.
His name has not been one I've heard pop up in silly season. Yes, he signed a multi-year deal.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Okay, great. I was about to say, because that's one thing I hate. No disrespect to them, and but to be honest.
Well, I'm seeing conflicting reports.
Conflicting? Uh-oh.
No, from Wood Brothers Racing, he signs a multi-year agreement.
Okay, so
Yep, that's straight from Wood Brothers. Can't beat that.
Oh, you can't beat that. No, hey, gotta go to the source. Gotta go to the source.
Exactly.
So with that being said, now let's get to what you were saying on lap 112.
Lap
we
112.
have issues, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, well, I want to back this up. It actually started way before lap 112. Probably about 5 to 10 laps prior. You've got Denny Hamlin and running with Christopher Bell right behind him. Ty Gibbs right in front of him. 2 of those 3 guys are playoff drivers, and it was the 2 not leading the way. Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell. And as you said earlier, Smack, every point matters in these playoff races. You can't wait around and burn your stuff up knowing that there's guys behind you that are coming. And
Byron was behind him, wasn't it? Or was it?
Yeah, I think so. There's a good 3 or 4. I mean, you have Bell directly behind him, and they're competing even though they're teammates. And so Denny Hamlin's getting frustrated. He's saying, "Hey, man, has anybody gone down there and talked to him? Like, I am a playoff driver. I am fighting for a championship. He is not." And as soon as they play that message on the broadcast, which happens about a few laps prior, Denny Hamlin sends Ty Gibbs.
They sure enough said they would talk about it. 2 laps later, round and round you go.
Yup.
And granted, it didn't end his race right then and there. And when you asked me earlier, and I was told my wife, because she likes Ty Gibbs, I was like, I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin. You are, listen, I run for your grandfather, right? I'm in a position to get him a championship, another championship. I don't have one. I've done just about everything but get this championship. You know that. You're a young driver. Not saying that you need to concede, but in this, you do need to concede because obviously you're not fast enough to get up there. Right. You're holding me up. We burning up our tires. We wasting up our equipment. You got your other, like you said, your other teammate, Bell. He just won. Right. We're trying to get to that and bring it to JGR. This is bigger than you right now. We got the best chance out of this team besides Briscoe, who was doing this thing already. Oh. You need to move out the way. If you don't move, I'm going to move you. So I agree with him. I don't think when they have their meeting tomorrow. And the thing I liked about their crew chief, Denny Hamlin's crew chief, he said, "Hey, are they scared of him? Are they scared to go tell him stuff?" The crew chief said it in the most professional manner possible. He said, "Listen, I don't know, but we just gonna focus on doing the best we can for number 11 and get as many points as we can." Yep. That's the only way you can do it, because then you got to be like, all right, because no matter everything else you say after that is going to fuel the driver to get his mind somewhere else. Exactly. I want you, if I'm a crew chief, I want you to have your head on straight and stay focused. That incident is over. Like they say, it ain't going to get fixed today. Right. But you're racing for a championship, right? So let's focus on that.
Yep. And I totally agree. I'm Team Denny Hamlin on that. I think that I definitely see Ty Gibbs' point. Like, hey, I haven't had a win yet. Personally, I mean, you mentioned your wife's a fan of Ty Gibbs. I'm a Ty Gibbs hater. I don't think he has the cup ride at JGR if his grandfather isn't the coach.
He did have a great season.
To start for sure. But at this point in his career, what has he done versus all of his team? I mean, Briscoe just started JGR. Bam, it's clicking. And so to me, I think Ty Gibbs he's a talented race car driver for sure, but he's not JGR material. I don't think that his role is to be a driver there. So to me, okay, but to the incident, sorry, I just had to say that I'm not a big Ty Gibbs. To the incident though, yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, Denny Hamlin is a playoff driver. Ty Gibbs is not. That is your teammate. You want your teammates to excel. And so if it's not a JGR car, if it's a Hendrick car or a Penske car or any other team, by all means, fight them hard. You have no obligation to let them go. Make their life as difficult as you possibly can. But to your own teammates that are fighting for a championship, you let Bell and Denny Hamlin go. You let them go. You run wide way out of the race line. Let them go. And then you get back behind them and you start playing blocker, because at that point, every single teammate of yours is in front of you. You know you're running. I think it was like P10 at the time. It's not like it was a bad.
No,
place.
It wasn't.
Oh, wasn't it?
No, I'm saying you're right. It wasn't a bad place.
So it was like P10. So you know that, hey, for the good of the team, I am not able to help the team in the playoffs. For the good of the team, all 3 of my teammates are P10 or better, because I know that all 3 of them are in front of me. I can now play blocker. Any playoff driver comes up, I'm going to make their life difficult. They're going to have to earn their right to pass. But yeah, I think Ty Gibbs is at fault there. I mean, you saw how frustrated he was. He comes out, runs some more laps, but ultimately the damage puts him out of the race.
He actually smacked the wall.
Oh, that's right. He did hit the wall.
Oh, later on, he smacks the wall, and after that, the tire looked like it's just the right back tire looks like it's just out of alignment. So he goes through the grass and goes to the pits, and I think I forgot which lap it was that he I have to look at my notes, but he was out of the race sometime after that, right?
Yeah.
So he I mean, and it's sad. I mean, I can't, like I said, I don't knock the competitiveness. Like I said, I love a competitor.
Same.
And that's, you got to be a team player. You're not racing for a championship. Granted, does it look better and you get a fatter check today if you are holding up the lobster? Yes. Right. But at the end of the day, your grandfather's team, you have 3 of them out of 4. You're the 4th one. Unfortunately, you didn't make it. You were close. You had runner up. You got second. So you're doing good. That's why I feel like he deserves to be there. Like, not really deserve, because shout out to Mike, the Professor Fox, when he's a boxer, and he was saying, I don't want to say I deserved it. I earned my spot. So I feel, in my opinion, the way he raced in Xfinity, he earned his spot. Now, granted, did he earn his spot at JGR? I don't know.
Right.
But I definitely think he earned a cup ride. Has he been showing? Yes. I just don't know. I just think it's more of a mental thing. Like, I'm a Bubba fan, and Bubba sometimes takes himself out the race, but he's gotten better at that. So I just think it's certain things with that, with Ty Gibbs, and Ty Gibbs is younger than Bubba. So it might take some more time for him to realize this is a team. I need to, race the car, but understand when I'm not a factor in getting a championship, I got to play team ball.
Exactly. No, I hands down. I mean, you've seen him have so many other mental errors. I mean, where he's gotten penalized for how he's acted on pit road post races and things like that. So, I mean, I've tuned into his radio sometimes, listening to him, and Gabehart's taken over there now. And I mean, he's gone back and forth with Gabehart, and Gabehart's essentially, dude, if you want to run the race, do what you want to do, but I'm telling you, this is what we need to do. And so to me, though, I don't disagree. He's earned a cup ride, but I don't think I think if his name wasn't Gibbs at this point in his career with what he's produced, not really being a playoff factor at JGR, I think he'd have gotten the boot long ago.
Hey, I agree. I mean, I don't know if I definitely think, it would have been stricter talks about, is he still going to be around?
I agree. So be a lot hotter to see.
Yeah. Let's talk about how they decided to go almost 5 wide.
Directly after that.
I don't know what they thought. I mean, somebody's got to concede, and I understand these the playoffs, but some people, Bowman got spun.
SVG got spun.
Yeah, SVG got spun. It was bad. I just don't understand what people were thinking in that aspect of, like, yo, I don't know. It was just weird when they went 4 to 5 wide. I'm like,
bro, and I really think the big everyone else but one person. I think there's one person at fault for that whole wreck, and that is Brett Keselowski. What does that mean? He was basically completely on the apron below the line.
Yeah, he was below the line. I'm like,
and
am I missing something?
Yeah, so totally below the line, which is legal, but they don't have to make room for you. And he clips the wall. How often do you see a NASCAR guy clip the inside of a wall? And so during that, I think Justin Haley, Kyle Busch, and Daniel Suarez all have some words that they should be exchanging.
Because Kyle Busch was already. Me and Kyle talked about Kyle Busch weeks ago about. It sucks for him. He hasn't won in a while. That's not normal for a guy like him.
Right.
A Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Definitely going to be one. But I don't know RCR what's going on. Austin Dillon has won, but I don't know what's going on with Kyle. Kyle seems to be put in it. It could be he's putting themselves in these situations where he's in.
I think Kyle's kind of to the stage in his career where it's almost like he doesn't care as much about the NASCAR. He doesn't like the car. No driver likes his car. And
yeah.
He's at this stage in his career where he's got Brexton coming up, and he probably, I think, enjoys spending time racing with Brexton more than he likes racing the Cup car. He's winning at Legends, so I wouldn't say it's his driving skill decreasing. He's winning the Legend cars, but he won like 7 or 8 races in Legend cars this year. So to me, I just think he doesn't care as much. I think he's like, you know what? I don't have the same equipment. I don't like this car. It doesn't fit my driving style. And I think he's just kind of fed up with the year. I think next year he's ready for next year to reset.
Hopefully. I mean, I thought this was going to be his year to reset. So I really hope they figure it out. I would like to see RCR and him get at least a W before he finishes his career, because I don't think he's going anywhere else after this.
Yeah, I crazy to say that in 2025 I'm rooting for Kyle Busch a little bit, but he's a different person than he was 15, 20 years ago. So
I was reading a tweet that Chase Elliott just put out. So shout out to Chase Elliott started 26th.
Yeah, he was a mover, and I'm not a Chase Elliott fan, but
I'm definitely
gotta recognize.
I don't have no like distaste for the man, but I just don't root for him.
He just doesn't.
He doesn't do it for
me. He doesn't have any personality. He doesn't care. He's just like, oh, I'm just here. Like last week at Bristol, I'm gonna go on a little rant here. Last week at Bristol, when he gets knocked out, he thought he was out of the playoffs. He didn't know the point situation. He was just like, I'm just here to race. You guys tell me what to do, I'll go. And to me, it's just a lack of personality. You kind of said, I need someone with that edge. I need someone competitive because I'm a passionate person. I need someone to be passionate about what they're doing. And Chase Elliott just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, and we had John Hunter Nemechek. I've always been a fan of him. He ended up wrecking and tore up his whole right side, and he wasn't eating out the car. He was like, "Come on, push me," told me whatever you got to do.
Yeah, he had no idea that car was.
Yeah, that car was done. So that ended his race. It sucks. In the end, though, stage 3. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that was what you call racing.
That is what you call racing. Now, I actually have a point we can get to the end here. Yeah, stage 3. I mean, we saw. I don't know if it's I think it was stage 2. Or it might have been the end of stage 2. We saw Chase Briscoe leapfrog 15 spots with a 2-tire stop, and
that's strategy.
Yeah, pure strategy. The first car to really do it, and people started following suit pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely. Chase Briscoe, out of all the Toyotas today, he was the one standing out. That's bad. Like you said earlier, before we were off air and you were talking about it, Toyotas have been running the playoffs, right?
Yeah, the playoffs have ran through Toyota. Like
now, you've had we haven't said the winner yet, but a non-Toyota winner was today, and for Chase Briscoe to have the best, and he finished.
No, it was Seabell had the best Toyota finish.
Yeah, my fault. Seabell, he finished 6th. Chase Briscoe finished 10th.
Nice.
Then he finished 12th.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the totally wrong thing here.
Oh, yeah, but
looking at the stage 2 results, I was like, what are you reading off of? But
Bell finished 6th. Briscoe finished 10th. Hamlin finished 12th.
Yep.
And the other JGR car out of the race.
Yep.
So
2311, all sub P20.
20 to 26.
Yep.
And that was all 3 of their cars. So Bubba stage 2, when we speak about Bubba, he was just he was having a crap of a day. After stage 1, he was talking about, all right, I'm about to tell you some things that you used to hearing. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right.
Oh,
and he was just like, just don't, and they were telling him, just don't wreck the car. And so, the broadcast was like, they kind of understand from both sides. They're like, okay, the driver's giving you this information, but at the same time, you want him to drive the car, but he's like, got to give me something I can drive.
Right. Yep.
So I think Bubba was having issues all day. We already talked about Reddick's issue he's having, and for him, yeah. So it's like when you got that going on, but coming to who was there at the end, a guy who's been messing up the past 3 races, right?
Oh yeah, we had Mr. Josh Berry himself decide, and you know what? I might have gotten eliminated last week, and I might have not had a great first round, but I'm gonna play a little bit of a playoff crasher.
Hey, and when I mean to tell you, he was there, and when I mean say he had a great finish, right? But he came close. Forgot what lap it was where he came close to getting. He was right there at his bumper, but he got squirrely, and they were sending them forwards. That's the only thing because it can. He was trying to chase down Ryan Blaney. Now, granted, they were even talking about they're hoping that somebody is not in Barry's ear and someone is not telling the Wood brothers, do not race for the win.
Right.
I was saying to myself, we could talk about it as the JGR drama. That's different.
I agree.
They're affiliates. He's not on Team Penske.
Right. He's also nope, never mind. I was gonna say he's also a fellow playoff driver, but he's not a fellow playoff driver.
No more, unfortunately. So I do think if I would have heard that, or if it comes out later that that's the case, I'm not like that about that because there should be no reason why he doesn't race for a win because he's not. Except the fact he's probably cool with Ryan Blaney and them.
And that's why it's different than JGR though. Is Ty Gibbs is running for P10 at the time. This is racing for a win. And Blaney got out of the car and said, "You know what? I totally expected him. There was nothing on my radio. Like as long as he didn't give me a bumper, which he didn't, and I'm thankful for it. That's all I ask is he race clean and hard. And I think that's all you can ask.
That's all you can ask.
And really though, I think Barry would have won the race if it hadn't been for the caution right about 40 laps prior with Cody Ware going for the revenge on Austin Dillon from earlier. But that caution, Josh Berry was going to have the freshest tires out of everybody. Him and Chase Elliott, freshest tires. And that caution
Chase, he finished P9. He finished P5.
Yeah.
After starting 26. So, like, that's Cal's driver. I have to give. Like I said, I'm not a Chase Elliott fan, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. He's just there. Like he gets like you forget all about him unless you're a Chase Elliott fan, right? Exactly. And of course they're going to speak on him, but it's like because he's the people's driver, so it's like for him to get to where he was at, and it's like just keep logging the laps and just keep climbing up. Like, and he finished P5 after starting. Not too many drivers can start 26 and finish.
27th is actually what I'm seeing here.
Oh, well, excuse me, 27th and finishing P5.
Yeah, that was insane. He just kept moving up and up and up. But yeah, Josh Berry, that final caution set it up where two fresh tires for most of the field besides Berry and Elliott. And I think it was what gave Blaney that final edge. He had just a little bit fresher right sides. And by a little bit, I mean, we're talking less than 10 laps pressure. But that's all it took in terms of grip. I think that's why you saw Berry have a little wiggle. And you never saw that out of Blaney, is that Blaney just had a little bit pressure on those right sides.
Yeah, because they said it could happen to Blaney depending on how he did his thing, and I wasn't sure. But like you said, he probably had fresher. So, but at the same time, did he push as much as did he need to push? Barry had to push because he was trying to get to him.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into that. But yeah, great run by Josh Berry. I'm pretty proud that I picked him in my survivor picks, one of my last drivers left, and some called me crazy because he was coming off 3 straight DNFs, but I know how the racing gods work, and I knew that those three straight DNFs and being eliminated from the playoffs, he was due. So,
yep. And with that being said, of course, Ryan Blaney wins and advances to the round of 8. And mind you, this is his first win at New Hampshire, which I did not know. And I am a Ryan Blaney fan, so it goes Bubba, Blaney, Reddick. Now they say, "Oh, you can't have that many favorite drivers." I don't. If we're going, who's my favorite? It is Bubba Wallace. But if Bubba's not longer in the race, then I go between Reddick and Blaney. If one of them win, I'm still happy.
See, I think 3 in NASCAR. I think 3 favorite drivers, perfect amount. I think you can root for more. Like I have probably 10 people that I'm like, yeah, I'll root for them. I like them. I'll root for them. If they win, I'm going to be a little happy for them. But there's 3 that I am like, these are my guys. And I'm right there with you. Mine's Reddick, it's Blaney, and it's Denny Hamlin. Those are my top 3. But speaking of Brian Blaney and his first win here, he actually was averaging a 21.7 finish in the next gen car these last 3 races here prior to winning today.
Say that part again. So
prior to winning today, the next gen has been in New Hampshire 3 times. Ryan Blaney is averaging a 21.7 finish.
I'll let you know, like stats don't. It's racing. It's a little bit different.
Yep.
Because now, if you act now, I'm not a sports bettor. But I have a lot of friends family members who are. Bet responsibly. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose. That's my
Exactly.
little take on that. Just in case if a bet sponsorship comes up. But I say that when it comes to that, you can't always go on there. Like with racing, it's a crapshoot, and that's the only thing I don't like. But I do like, if that makes sense, because I don't like the fact that, like for F1, if you don't qualify good, you're not going to win the race, unless
Right.
somebody wrecks out. So that's one thing I like about F1. I like F1, but I just don't like that part of it.
There's no.
NASCAR, you can, as you can see, you can qualify horrible, you can still win.
Yep.
It just it depends on your equipment and the driver. When other athletes, they're on the football team. A football team, sometimes you don't even know who you be like, oh, that wide receiver's garbage. But if you don't have a quarterback that can really throw the ball to me and get it to me like I need to, or don't choose me as their first or second target, you will never
Right.
see how good I can be till I get in a scheme of things. Then you got basketball. There's certain basketball players you'll be like, oh, I didn't know he was that good. Just was on the wrong team.
Yep. I
Same
mean,
thing with drivers.
you saw earlier this year, Ross Chastain went from worst to first in the race he won. He
Yes.
started last place and drove his way through the field and won the race. So that is the crazy thing about racing. Is there's so much that can happen, so many different strategy calls depending on when the cautions are falling, fuel strategies, you name it. So that's why I love it. And to your point about it being a crapshoot, I also find it to be more relaxing to watch than races, than football or basketball or even baseball, where you have one team you're rooting for, and it's 1-on-1, where this is 1 versus 36. And so
Yeah.
if my guy, it's a lot less expected that my guy's going to win. And so I'm okay if he brings home a top 5 finish. That's a good day for him. Top 10 finish, that's a pretty good day. So I find it to be a little bit more relaxing while I'm watching. I don't have to get as worked up, or it doesn't affect my mood, so go up and down based on how they did that there.
Yeah, so I'm happy for Ryan Blaney getting into the round of 8. Could he get another championship over Logano?
He's my pick. He was my pick at the start of the playoffs in my playoff bracket. I think it was going to be a Penske guy with how the schedule goes, and it's not an even year, so that automatically rules out Joey Logano.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, we have them taking 2 weeks off of the Craftsman Truck Series, but
Yep.
Toyotas have done well at Kansas next, and that is next week. Also, one of my favorite iRacing track, probably my favorite oval racing track is Kansas. I do pretty well at that, so I will be doing a lot of that. I definitely, obviously for that one, Bubba could win, Reddick could win.
I
Those are
hope
my
so.
two. Maybe even Hamlin, Briscoe, somebody from JGR or 2311 is going to win that one. I don't see Hendrick winning that one. Not saying I just don't think they're going to win. I don't see Penske winning. I
I
think
just got to put a pause on that and say, speaking of Hendrick and their cars, they do hold in the next gens. They have the best 2 average finishes. And so that'll be Kyle Larson and Alex Bowman. That's your top 2 average finishers in the next gen at Kansas.
Yeah. I just don't see them winning, though. Don't see it. Don't see it. So definitely think Elliott might have a solid day. Larson, I don't see it. Bowman, no. So Byron, maybe. Byron is the one that sleeps. You just
See, to me, Bowman's actually going to be my pick for Survivor pick this week. He's averaging his worst finish in the next gen is 10. He's typically top 5. So I think this is where he shows out. I think it's going to be kind of similar to the Josh Berry's situation, where bad for round 1, he's going to a track he's good at. He's going to kind of show, hey, this is why I was in the playoff. Remember me.
Makes sense. So you got that going on, and then so I definitely feel that. Like I said, definitely would like to see 2311 get to victory lane this coming week. So that's going on for the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series. So it's just going to be interesting to see. We still got a couple more races before they start cutting people for the Cup Series. Then if you also for like Corey Heim, right? You got the Truck Series. You think he's basically got that wrapped up unless something crazy happens. Xfinity Series, you got Connor Zillage. Those two for each series, respectively, you would think that they are the ones who are going to win the championship. Now,
Don't count out Justin Allgaier.
excuse me, I can't cut. I guess my others. That's the second guy. Actually, Justin Allgaier is my first. Connor's the second.
That's
because Connor's younger, and I've been a Justin Allgaier fan longer than I've been a Connor Sellich fan. And mainly Connor is mainly because he's with JRM.
Yep.
So I definitely can't count out Allgaier. You can't never count him out. AG is just that's the guy that you gotta watch out for him. You can't never count him out.
Yep.
I definitely feel that. So I definitely think it's going to be interesting to see who wins these next week. I'm going to be happy. Like I said, JRM goes to victory lane with Xfinity. I'm happy. And Toyota 2311. I do think on Monday, tomorrow, they're not going to. I just think, Denny will say, we've had our talks. It's good. I think he understands what's expected of him. And I think Denny's going to speak from that leader role. I don't want to say a father role, whatever, because
I'm interested. I wish I could be a fly in the wall on the wall.
Oh, I definitely would love to.
It already started tonight. Denny was already confronted by Coach, and I think it was his crew chief was there and somebody else. But Coach was already talking to Denny, and Denny's the type, we've seen it before. He's the type that he's not going to bite his tongue. He's going to let you know how he feels, and that's why I love him. Is he's going to say what he means, and he's not going to beat around the bush, and he'll deal with the repercussions of it. But that's why I love Denny, and I'm really excited for this podcast episode that comes out from them as well.
I can't wait. I definitely will be listening to it. Definitely will be listening to it.
Shout out to the Action Detrimental podcast shirt. That's what I'm wearing today.
Oh, that's what that is. I was like, I've been trying to read it. Now I can see it. Okay, I saw the rule, but I did not see it.
With action, and that is the rule is action detrimental to racing.
That is dope. That's great. Great merch.
Yes.
Trying to tell you, Denny Hamlin's on point with it. So I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear what Junior feels on his podcast about what happened. And shout out to Door Bumper Clear, Dirty Mo Media. I'm definitely shout out to Junior being right there for Woods Brothers and Josh Berry and they showed that, a couple of the text messages from Dale. So when you got a person like that that's used to winning and having him at your fingertips like that, that also is a different. It's like I said again, it's not just about the athletes, it's about the team around you that keeps you in that winning spirit. Even when, granted, you can still win races. Just because you don't win a championship, that doesn't mean that you're a bad driver.
Yeah.
So you got NFL basketball players. Never won, but they still got Hall of Fames. They're still known. Their legacy is still tight. Right. They just don't have a ring. But that's mainly on championship. That's more of a team sport. Here, it's a team sport, but it's only a certain. You got to have. Granted, they said the races are won in the garage.
A team sport, it's a money sport. Let's be real about it. And so you need guys that can bring in the sponsorship, even if they're not winning championships. You need guys that can bring in the sponsorship. You need guys that can get you in the playoffs just to get that boost. You don't care if they win the playoffs, but you just want to make it in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, because as long as your name is always in the playoffs, I mean, you can't say that we're not a winning team.
Well, and it's a better paycheck at the end of the year being in the playoffs versus being driver number 17. It's a pretty big cut there. So that is a big part of it too. That's why you see guys like you'll see those guys that aren't typically winning, like the Austin Cindricks. Mm-hmm. Not really a playoff favorite, but he's there. He brings in the sponsorship money. He's a great personality, and he gets good, consistent finishes. He's going to win you some races.
Yeah. So that being said, I appreciate everybody rocking with us tonight. We will be back hopefully next week, and Kyle might be able to attend that one. He has some stuff to take care of, so he was busy today, but I'm glad Matt was able to come on. Make sure y'all follow him on Twitch at Pav Attack Gaming.
Yes, sir. And then for any clips and things like that, TikTok and Instagram, it's just the Pav Attack Gaming. You should be able to find me pretty easy there as well.
So on all platforms, Pav Attack Gaming. Make sure y'all definitely hit his follows. Send him a message. Let him know that y'all was listening to the podcast. Really appreciate it. If you're not following my Twitch channel, y'all follow me at Smack Like That. If y'all have not subscribed to my YouTube, definitely subscribe. It's free. And make sure y'all put a thumbs up and ring that bell so I know every time that y'all know every time that I drop something. But other than that, we appreciate all the race fans that rock with us when we do this podcast. life be life, and sometimes so it's hard to do it every week, but we try to stay on board as much as possible. So can't wait to see things are heating up. We already got the round of 8 happening for the trucks, and the first race of round of 12 is out. It's in the books for a Cup Series. So y'all make sure y'all keep a go smack mentality, and make sure no matter what you do in life, you always keep a go smack mentality. Smack like that.